Yo guys, Haku here with my review of One Piece chapter 817. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought the art looked really nice, thought it was really exciting, but I'll get into that more when I break it down piece by piece. Cause while there were a lot of good things and this was a very fun chapter, overall I still feel like it was paced a bit weirdly. And the actual content was... I can't even decide if the reveals were big or if they weren't. It's like, it's got me in a weird place. So, I'll get into it more as I break this down. But starting off, I'm going to talk about the cover. The cover art was very nice. One Piece was on the cover of the magazine, I believe, this week, the Jump or whatever. Then we have our promotional artwork, the first promotional artwork or whatever for One Piece film Gold. And it says that it's written by Eiichiro Oda himself, so good news for everybody there. And the artwork looks really nice. I really liked how the guy who I'm assuming to be the antagonist of the film looks. And I like that it looks like it's going to be some sort of casino theme. So starting us off at the very beginning, we have the fact that Jack is still alive, and we see Jack, he has a fleet of ships, and he's reading a newspaper, and I think he's personally returning to Zou, because it seems to me that he left and Sheepshead and those guys were already, or were still there or whatever, I guess just cleaning up what minks were left. So and that's when Sanji and everyone showed up, and it seems like Jack had already left when they showed up. So I'm thinking maybe Jack's coming back to Zou for his men, and to see if they found anything. So we are likely going to be getting Jack returning to Zou very soon. And when it comes to who was in the newspaper, I think it may have been Roger's Base said it looked like Dragon, but I think it looks more like Doflamingo. And I think the story in the newspaper that he was reading may have been the story of his own defeat. I think that that was what they were trying to get at there, that was the story of him being defeated. Because we know that news had already come out and had already reached Zou that he had been defeated, even though the news wasn't true. So we get the reveal of Kinemon's back tattoo, and then the Straw Hats discuss all of the stuff about the Kozuki family. And now it is Kozuki instead of Kogetsu. And I'm assuming that's the way the kanji and whatever were written last week from the translator's notes. And for some reason the kanji were different this week. So no explanation for that, but it was written multiple times as Kozuki this week. Then, of course, we get into Inuarashi and Nekomamushi arguing a bit. And Momo flips his shit on them, and he lets it slip in doing this. He lets it slip that Kinemon isn't really his father, which leads to some splainin' to do, and Kinemon explains that Momo is the son of the Wano's head daimyo or whatever, which is a feudal lord. He is, I guess, would that be like a shogun? No, because I think shoguns are more like a general. So he's the son of the head daimyo. Maybe his father's the daimyo and Kaido is like a shogun? That gets me thinking just mid-sentence. But, yeah. So we find out son of Oden Kozuki. And Oden Kozuki is Momonosuke's father, the head daimyo of Wano Kuni. And I think they had a specific, was it Kuri or Kure? There was a specific place that they said that they were from. I think it's Kuri is the place in Wano Kuni that they're from. And this made me think, okay, Kinemon now, he doesn't have an actual son, so he's free to join the Straw Hats after Wano now. He really could become a full member. And yeah, we do already have 2 swordsmen, but I think that it might be interesting, because I think we still have a lot to learn about Kinemon. I think getting into Wano, we may learn why he's with the Kozuki, and we might learn a lot more about him. So I think there's more to Kinemon that we haven't seen yet. So there are some very funny bits, like comedy bits, for finding out that Momo is the son of the head daimyo and royalty or whatever. And after those funny comedy bits, we get into climbing the whale tree. And that's very short. They just climb the whale tree and enter inside of it real quick. And that is where they find Raizo. But on the way there, one thing that I really took note of is Momo's like, the closer we get, or the higher we get, I hear a voice, and Kinemon said he's like his father, or something along those lines. Now, I was thinking, why is it so special that he could hear a voice, nobody else could hear it, and Law had a kind of telling reaction face. So I'm thinking, I'm going to do a theory on it, I think, but it seems to me, I'm not going to say that it's hockey. I'm not going to say that what I think it is hockey, because I think I have a deeper theory than that, but I'll just say that that's a mystery that I could talk on for a while, and I don't want to make this video too super long, so I'm going to make it its own video, turn it into a theory video. So we get to see Raizo, and as sort of, I think I called, and I think a lot of people called it, okay, I say a lot of people, but I think the vast majority of all the stuff I was seeing on the internet was, oh, Raizo is the head of the Kozuki. Raizo is a ninja princess. And like everything I was seeing was saying, oh, Raizo's a girl. She's a princess. She's going to join the crew. And people just really blew the mystery of Raizo way too far, in my opinion. Like, I'm glad that we can get past all of the million Raizo is the Wano Kuni princess theories. We can get past all that. He is, as I thought he would be, a huge disappointment. And that's what even all the Straw Hats said, a massive letdown. So, yeah, Raizo, massive letdown, looked really bad, and the powers were, I know it was a comedy bit, but it was pretty lame. I thought Raizo was really lame. It was really funny, and here's the part. Actually, first I want to get into something else. First I want to get into the poneglyph. He was chained up by or to a red poneglyph, and it looks like Robin's going to read it or try to read it, but Inuarashi says it's for a different purpose than the normal poneglyphs are for. Okay, now into what I was going to talk about. After the poneglyph, we get like 4 pages of just generic ninja jokes, which were fun. No, they were funny because they were making fun of the ninja stereotypes, and though that was all very funny, now that we've spent 4 pages on nothing but ninja jokes, how many more jokes can we make about Raizo? I mean, really. Well, what I thought about when seeing it, I was like, if you were to look at a skeleton of that guy, what would the anatomy be like? His head is the size of his torso, and his arms and legs are like probably 6 inches long. He says these tiny arms and legs that look very useless, like he can't even like reach most of his body, and just his head's the size of his torso. It's a really bad design. And normally I'm like, I really like the creative designs that Oda does, and I'm glad that Raizo isn't just, and most of the characters in One Piece aren't just generic looking anime characters, but there are some that are really bad, and I think over time Raizo is probably going to go down as one of those characters that were really bad looking. So after those 4 pages of jokes, it ends there, with no big new revelations or anything. And I think that's the part I disliked most about the chapter, was that the ending was very odd. It seemed like a very strange place to end at. So between the ending and a lot of it just seemed like the jokes were hilarious, and I really liked it upon first reading, but then thinking back, I just think, now that we've gotten those jokes, there's nothing more to Raizo's character. We've seen the lame-looking ninjutsu stuff, but it looks really lame, and I think that Oda expended nearly all of Raizo's character in one chapter, and not even the full chapter. So yeah, not liking Raizo. Again, I didn't really think I would like Raizo. I like Kanjuro a lot more, and even at first I thought Kanjuro's design was a bit silly, but it's nowhere near as bad as Raizo's. It's a bit silly, but it's not really bad. I think Raizo's design is very limiting. I don't like the design. So in the end, even though that one design is bad, the art looked really nice this chapter. There were some good reveals, but a lot of the reveals seemed like they were... Like the Poneglyph reveal and the reveal of Raizo both seem really tempered back. Like, they gave us something big, but they didn't make a big deal out of it, and it just left it feeling mundane. So, yeah. And I thought the comedy was absolutely great, but it was really just... The comedy was great, and it's comedy, so I'm not going to delve into wanting it to be any different. It was good for what it was. It just led into the chapter having a very odd pacing, and just made the reveals a lot less impactful. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I think of it. I'm going to give it 7 red poneglyphs out of 10, 7 out of 10. Even that might be... I don't think that's too generous, because we did get some good reveals. Yeah, I think that's fair for me, 7 out of 10. I thank you guys so very much for watching. Like if you liked the video, comment down there what you thought of the chapter and what you thought of my thoughts. Of course, this is my opinion, and I can always be wrong. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you can always have different opinions than me, and I mean, they're the same weight and meaningfulness of mine. So, thank you guys so very much for watching. Follow on Twitter for updates. Subscribe for 3 One Piece, Tower of God, and The Walking Dead videos every week, 3 each, plus an anime review every week. I hope I can get out one a week, and whatever else I feel like doing. I think that's everything. I will see you all next time.